everybody, Kinsey here with byscreenside, bringing you another build. Today I am sharing a restaurant. The restaurant is called Feaster Island. It's a play on Easter Island, haha, get it. And this is a build that I have been wanting to do since they first announced the pack, and they were talking about, like, some of the sim gurus were talking about um, how you can have your Sims dress however they want. They can wear pajamas or swimsuits or whatever they want to wear, or you have them wear. And I thought, oh, it would be funny to have a restaurant where like the wait staff wears swimsuits, and I got this whole idea for like a tropical sort of like tiki inspired fun seafood restaurant. And so that's what I'm doing right now is creating outfits. I went with like some bright yellow uh, swimwear for the host staff and the wait staff. Um, just sort of just for some fun. Of course, if you don't want to have the Sims wearing swimsuits, you could always change it. But I just kind of like the idea. I thought it was would be fun, and didn't give the chefs swimsuits though, because you've got grease and stuff. You don't want to get splatter on you, so gotta be careful with that. Just putting in the menu now. Of course, it's a seafood restaurant, so white wine, not red, for your to go with fish, and a lot of tropical drinks, and all the appetizers and dishes are seafood, and tried to focus on like tropical and experimental desserts. Just a couple of dessert options as well. But mainly the focus was doing like a fun tropical inspired build. And this build actually was inspired by a restaurant that I uh, went to, um, for real a few years ago, and it was a restaurant in Indianapolis. I can't remember what it was called, but I was at a work conference, and it was the only restaurant that was like near our hotel. So we went there 2 nights in a row. But the food was really delicious, and they had really awesome tropical drinks. And my coworkers there we went in after work and or after our conference, and had a nice time. And so, yeah, that was part of the inspiration, and then also just wanting a restaurant where it would be, not appropriate might not be the word, because I don't know if it's ever appropriate to make your wait staff wear swimsuits. I mean, but that it would make sense, for them to be wearing swimsuits. So that's what I did, and that's the whole focus of this build. I wanted to make it tropical and fun and like a really kind of party atmosphere. So you'll start to see as I start adding, in the textures and everything, how it's, tiki hut sort of inspired. One thing that did bum me out though, and still bums me out, like, is the cooking station item there. Um, there's no there's no option where there's not like a silver finish on the outside of that. So I wanted there to be, the there are like two options to that cooking station, one that just stays inside the kitchen and one that makes like an open kitchen. I knew I wanted to do that because it's not a very like large restaurant. This is actually on the smallest lot on Windenburg Island where I placed it. Of course, you can place it anywhere you want in the world, but that's where I did it, and I thought it was most appropriate, given that it's the closest thing that we kind of have to a tropical island in the game at this point. I mean, I guess Oasis Springs maybe, but it's not really islandy. There's not really water there, so I wanted it to look like they went and caught the fish fresh. Fish fresh. That's kind of hard to say. But yeah, that's how I wanted it to look like. Like maybe they went and you could get like the catch of the day kind of thing. They could go fishing nearby and bring that and cook it. So yeah, I went with seafood and just sort of figuring out the signage a little bit and how I want that to go. I really tried to distract from that silver finish because it doesn't match, it doesn't go, but I just in the end just basically had to just deal with it. Um, yeah, I wanted to bring a little green up into the area below the restaurant sign, adding a little fountain out front and doing a little landscape painting, just kind of going off the terrain that's already nearby to make it look like there's just a little bit more sand. And I tried to use this little lighted mirror to like kind of add to the sign, but that doesn't wind up in the eventual finished product. Um, Although I did like it, but I didn't settle on it that way. So um, yeah. So oh, and funny story, of course. I picked swimsuits, and one of the wild cards about The Sims is you never know like what the townies are gonna look like uh, when you show up to a community lot, and of course, like both of the waiters were elders that were kind of pudgy, and so like the guy wearing that half tee was like an elder with like a pudge belly all like slunched over, but that's all part of the funny Sims. This is the kitchen here that I'm working on now, and um, I just kind of like jumped in and out, and oh yeah, this bar is sort of like the main centerpiece to give it that like tiki flair. Um, it came with the deluxe upgrade, I believe, if that's what it's called. Tried to kind of hide that uh, little window there somewhat with some of the foliage, but didn't like the way that it looked ultimately. Thought that banana palm leaf plant though looked perfect. Using the new backyard stuff pack to create some, of course, you want some covered table options when you're dining al fresco, so you don't want to get a sunburn. Got to have a couple of those, and also used a couple of tables that are bar stool height. They're out front with a couple of the bar stools that came with the dine out pack. So placing those now. And yeah, I was going to say, I believe the candle is also from the backyard stuff pack. I wanted to throw some of those out. I did a lot of varying colors. I just wanted everything to be really colorful. Putting out the host station. Of course, no tropical themed restaurant would be complete without palm trees, so including those, and doing some more landscape painting just to make everything look a little bit more natural. On this side of the build is the bathrooms. I just put in, a men's bathroom and a ladies' bathroom. Always usually when I have like bathrooms that are like two different sizes, I give the ladies' room the bigger bathroom. I don't know if that's a bias that I have, given that I'm a lady, but in case you didn't know, but yeah, the guys don't need as much space as we do. Come on. Love those party lights that came with the backyard stuff pack. Really super excited to see those in the game, because the only real string light options that we had before were the snowflake ones from the holiday pack, which were really pretty, but unless you're doing like a winter inspired or like a holiday sort of build, they don't really make a lot of sense. So really happy to see those, and I hope that we get more items like that because I love string lights or fairy lights, whatever you prefer to call them, but I love them. I actually have some string lanterns in the office in my house. Just love those that I got. They're some like my favorite thing in the house. I hope that we get more lanterns too, like the tree from the movie Hangout Stuff Pack, which does make it into this build, of course, that has the lanterns hanging from them. I would love to have like a we've got some hanging light versions that are sort of similar to that, but I'd like to see some sort of string light version of those. I don't know how they do them, but I'd like to see them because I really, really love that stuff. And it's just very much suggests like outdoor party to me, like when you have like the paper lanterns or the string lights. Throwing in some waiter stations there near the door, the kitchen door, which is I put in the back, so that the wait staff could enter in and out of the back. Filling out the bathrooms and lighting those up. Figure take the string lights into the bathroom as well. And the bathrooms are just really basic. The same items in both. Went ahead and put some trash cans in there. This build is like really a lot of fun to do. I was really happy with the way it turned out. It's basically exactly what I wanted. And um, just love the way that the tiki bar too, if you don't have that item in your game, of course you can just replace another bar with it, but I think the digital upgrade is worth it. That bar is really cool. The little mouth things on the side like shoot fire randomly. So it's just a lot of fun. And putting up a menu to show that it is a seafood restaurant. And another menu on the bar there. And just picking out some items from the pack just to, use what we can. I thought that item at first was like wine bottles or something, but it's actually olive oil, I think. So that was random. The fridge that I picked there is one with an inspiring aura. So if you do intend to not just place this as a community lot for your Sims to go eat, but if you actually want to run this as a restaurant, that fridge you can enable an emotional aura and help keep your staff inspired, which helps them build skill more quickly. And the orange goes with uh, you know, the counters and the dishwashers and everything that I set out. Put in a pop music speaker because I figured that went with the decor the most out of all the music options. And just adding that railing detail on the backside as well. The whole top of the build, it's not functional or anything. Nothing goes up there. It's just basically there for looks and for signage. I liked the little sort of pattern in the fencing there at the top. I feel like gives it a very native-y look. Just looking again at just different items, just testing out, see what works well, and really was focused on trying to make sure it lit up well enough at nighttime, because I do see it as being kind of a place where your Sims would hang out like day and night, and hang out at the bar and socialize with friends. When I was play testing it, I started a little like a diners club with the get together pack, and had a bunch of like the club people come out, and it worked well. Like they hung out at the bar and they got appetizers at the bar and were just eating and socializing. It was great. I really liked the way these light strips looked as well on the front of the restaurant, so I placed them on the sides as well just to add some more lighting, light everything up as well as I could. It really took me a long time to settle on like what restaurant sign I wanted, but that's the end one that I settled on, that like circular sign for the build. So in terms of the dine out pack, I have played the like running a restaurant side of it a little bit just to sort of see what the gameplay was like. I ran a restaurant, like it took me about maybe a day or two to kind of get it up to like the 5 star or the 4 star rating or whatever the highest rating was. And then that was basically sort of like the last I really wanted to play of it. I like the taking the Sims out to eat side of it more than I like the running a restaurant side of it. I know that a lot of people do like the running a restaurant side of it. In Get to Work, retail was my least favorite part of Get to Work. I like the careers better. And but it's just sort of like a gameplay like style thing. Um, I totally love that some people like the retail system. It's just not my favorite part of it. So running a restaurant is not as much fun to me as just getting to be able to like take my Sims out to eat and go on dates. So I love the pack. I think it's totally worth getting, but not as into running a restaurant. But if you are, tell me about that in the comments. I'd love to hear about like other people's restaurants and what they've been doing in their game. I like to hear that in general, just like what others do in their game. And if you do download this in your game and decide to like run a restaurant with it, or just download it in your game and take your Sims out there to eat, I would love, love, love to see pictures of it. Feel free to like reach out to me on Twitter. My username on Twitter is byscreenside, so I would absolutely love to see pics of you using this build or any of my builds really. If you download them to your game, please let me know. I would definitely want to see that. I'm just trying out some different other lighting options here, but the tiki theme is pretty specific, so there weren't a whole lot of items that really went along. Of course, putting in that tree from the movie Hangout stuff pack with the lanterns in it that I love for some more color and some more lighting, and doing a little bit more landscape painting here. This is about the end. This is the finished product here, just saving it so I can share it with you guys. I will put a link to download in the description, and throwing in a couple more candles and jumping into the screenshots here any second. Here is Danny, one of my Sims, enjoying dinner with her friend. And here is, of course, Bella and Morty. I love seeing them out to eat and flirting. And finally, Jade and Johnny. And Jade's enjoying an appetizer at the bar. And the finished product here. So thank you for watching. Take care and have an awesome day.